Okay, hello, good morning. This is take two. This is geometry. And make sure you put your name, date, and period. Okay, today's date is 9/23. All right, so look up here. It says, which angles form alternating exterior with angle 1? Well, this is your interior, and this one is angle 1. And it's got to jump across that transversal, so it's got to be angle 7. You can check it on the back side. Try number 2. Corresponding is top, so angle 3 is on the bottom of that line. And you want this one right here. So if you turn it like this, you can see that it's top. So it's got to be angle 7 is the answer. Again. All right, let's keep moving. In order for the lines to be parallel, corresponding angles must be equal. So you're going to put 3x is equal to 33, and then you got to work it out. Divide by 3, you get x equals 11, and that's the value of x that's going to make these lines parallel, because you want both of these to be 33. Try number 4. Find the value of x and y. Well, let's think about this. The lines are parallel, okay? So that's something we want to keep in mind. So watch. If this line, and the trick here is to extend this line out and extend the transversal and extend this one out. If you extend these lines out, this is alternating interior. So this angle is 45 degrees, right? And we know that every triangle is 180. So we know that this one is 61 because they tell us. We know that this one is 45 because it's alternating interior. And we know that this one is y plus 6. So what we're going to do is add all that up and set it equal to 180. So get your calculator ready. Here we go. So it's going to be y plus 6 plus 45 plus 61 is equal to 180. Now we're going to go ahead and start subtracting all of these from 180. So it's going to be 180. Make sure you can see that. Minus 6, minus 45, minus 61, press equals. So y is 68 degrees. That's one answer. All right, on the other answer, you see this line? Every line is 180, so we're going to add up these 3 and set it equal to 180. So it's going to be x minus 5 plus 45 plus y plus 6 is equal to 180 degrees. Now normally we couldn't work this because it's got 2 variables, but we now know that y is 68. So scratch that out and put 68 right here. Okay? So we want to move all of these to the other side. So watch what happens. We're going to get x equals. So clear it out, press 180. All right, see how that's a minus 5? So you want to add 5. So plus 5. But all of these you're going to subtract. So minus 45, minus 68, don't forget that one, and then minus 6. Press equals. Check it on the back side, it should be 66. So we have the 2 answers right here. All right, so the trick to this one was to extend the lines like I did here and do alternating interior. Make sure you know that. Put a star by that one and rework it for sure. Let's go to number 5. Try this one. It says line R is parallel to line T. So go ahead and make them parallel with those arrows. Find the measure of angle 6. Angle 6. Okay, well, remember that all the big ones, top, if the lines are parallel or equal. We know that every line is 180. So all it is 180 minus 142. And I guess that's 38. You can do your math on your calculator. Check it on the back side. Try the next one. Find angle P. Let's think about this here. All right, so these lines are parallel and these lines are parallel. So let's think. All right, so We know that this one and this one are same side interior, and they have to add up to 180. Same side interior has to be Superman. Remember? So this one's got to be 72 degrees. All right. Now, what angle are they looking for? Angle P. So this is top. So P has to be 72 degrees. Now, are there other ways to do it? Sure. But that's the way I did it. All right, try number 8. If the measure of angle 8 is 128, what's the sum of measure of angle 1 and 4? Well, I guess we need a diagram for that. And I don't see a diagram, so I'm going to have to skip this one. I might have cut it off. All right, let's get to the next one here. The next one here says find the measure of angle Q. All right, let's think. These lines are parallel. That's the first thing you notice. Okay? These are vertical. Angle R and angle, whatever that is, 79, they're equal. They're vertical. So right away I know that. I know that this line right here is going to be equal to this little one right here. It's 31 degrees. That's corresponding top or bottom. All right, so they want angle Q, so we got it now. We know that every line is 180, so it's going to be X or Q. So it's going to be X plus 79 plus 31 is equal to 180 degrees. And now all we do is subtract and we're done. Okay? So on this one right here, you're going to take 180 and you're going to subtract 79 and you're going to subtract 31. Remember, when you bring these to the other side, the signs change. Okay, so the answer should be 70 degrees. So the measure of angle Q is 70 degrees. Check it on the back side, make sure. All right, we're going on to side 2. Let's keep working. Let's get her done. All right, number 9 up here. It says the lines are parallel right here. So we want to mark them. We know that this bottom and that bottom are equal. All right, let's see what they want. They want angle G. Well, that's vertical. That's real simple. So what did I do? I did bottom are equal, and then I did vertical. Real simple. Let's go to this one. These lines are parallel. Why? Because they tell us. Make sure you read it. These two are called same side interior, so they're supplementary. Superman, remember? So you're going to add that up. So you're going to say 2x plus 6x plus 36 is equal to 180. Well, that's 8x. You're going to move the 36 over here, so you're going to subtract. So minus 36. So 180 minus 36 is going to be 144. And then you're going to divide by 8. So divide it by 8. I get 18, so x equals 18. Now let's read what they wanted. Find the value of x. We got it. We're done. Check it on the other side. Try this one. Try number 11. Which lines are parallel if angle 4 and angle 7? Well, let's look at 4. Put 1 dot, 2 dot. Angle 4 and angle 7. Remember, 2 dots is the transversal. So R is the transversal. So this one has 1 dot, and this one has 1 dot. So M is parallel to L. That's your answer. Those have 1 dot. 1 dot, 2 dot. Try number 12. All right, it says, what value is going to make these lines parallel? These are alternating interior, so we want them to be equal. So put 3x minus 10 is equal to 92. And then if you can work that out, you got your answer. So we're going to add 10, and we're going to divide by 3. That's the plan, okay? So clear your calculator out. Press 92 minus, clear it out, 92 plus 10. Press equals, divide by 3. I get 34. So you want x to be 34, and the lines would be parallel. If you want to check it, plug it in. So 34 times 3. Press equals, and then minus 10 should be the same thing. And it is. So since these are alternating interior, you want it to be 34. Let's keep moving. Try this one right here. This one right here, let's see, find the value of x that's going to make L parallel to M. Now let's think about this. First of all, I would extend this line out and make it a transversal. Okay, that's the trick. All right, so let me think. Okay, I think I see it. So this angle right here and this angle right here are alternating interior. What you're going to do is subtract from 180 to get this one right here. So you're going to take 180 minus 42, and that's going to give you 38. Okay, so we're going to put 38 for that angle. Now I can't see that triangle too good, so we'll make it fair. So this one right here now is 38, because every line adds up to 180. We know that this one is 21 given, and we're looking for this one. And we know that every triangle is 180. So we're just going to start subtracting. You might want to rework this one. And again, the trick is to extend that line, and these are alternating interiors, so we want those to be the same. So we're going to take 180 minus 21 minus 38, press equals, and I get 121. So you want angle X to be 121. And you can verify it on the back side, all right? Let's keep moving. Number 14, try and work that one. It says find the value of X in which P will be parallel to Q. So what must X be? Angle 1 is 5x, so put 5x right here. Angle 3 is 130. Those are called top, those are corresponding. We want them to be equal. So we want 130 to equal 5x. And so all you do is divide by 5, and you should have your answer. So 130 divided by 5, press equals, I get 26. So if it's 26, the lines are parallel. Let's keep moving. Try number 15. This one and this one are vertical, so you're going to move this 112 right here. And every triangle is 180. So all you're going to do is start subtracting. So this is pretty easy. This is called the triangle sum theorem. Say that to yourself. Minus 112 minus 47. And I get 21. So X has to be 21 degrees. All right, let's flip it over. All right, try number 16. Now look at what's given here, and you got to know how to trace this out. Okay, so what's given here is find the value of X. They tell you that angle SRT, so put your pencil on here, SRT right here, is congruent to STR, STR. So these two angles are equal. So put an X and an X. They're equal. The measure of SRT is 28. So they're telling you that this one is 28 degrees. So this one has to be 28 degrees as well, because it's a base angles are equal. Find the measure of STU. STU is 8x. So this is 8x. Okay, so we know this one and this one are the same. We know that every line is 180. So we're going to take 28 plus 8x is equal to 180. And they want you to find the value of x. So once you get to this point, hopefully you understood what I did. If not, watch it again. So it's going to be 180 minus 28. You subtract because you're bringing it to the other side. Divide by 8, and I get 176.5. Now since it's a decimal, I would check it again. So let's look at it. SRT is equal to STR, so they're equal. And then they tell you that SRT is 28, so these are equal. And we're looking for STU, which is this outside angle, exterior angle. And these add up to 180. So I subtracted and divided. I'm going to stay with that. Let's go to the next one, number 17. Try that one. All right, remember the exterior angle theorem is this is an exterior angle and these are remotes. So you could technically just say 128 is equal to 47 plus x. That's one way to do it, and then subtract, okay? But the other way to do it is every line is 180. And this is the way I taught you. Minus 128. You need to know both ways. So 180 minus 128. When you do that, you get 52. So this inside angle has to be 52 degrees. Every triangle is 180 by the triangle sum theorem. So clear it out. Press 180 minus 52 minus 47. And whatever you get should be your answer. So I get 81. All right, now look, you can print this sheet up and you can rework them if you like. If you want another copy, stay after class and I'll give you another copy. All right, so look up here. Find the value of these. Well, every triangle is 180 degrees. So to get this one, you're going to subtract. So you're going to take 180, and they give you thumb numbers here. It'd be better if they just gave you something you could work out in your head. Minus 40, minus 62, press equals. So this angle is 78. We know that every line is 180, so Z is going to be 180 minus 78. We're just going to subtract and change that to a plus. So this angle is 102. And now we got that little slither of a triangle, and we're going to subtract these two from 180. Okay? Because every triangle is 180, right? So 180 minus 11 minus 102, and I end up with 67. So I got all my answers, okay? X, Z, and Y. And there it is, and that's how I do it. So I went from this triangle by triangle sum theorem. I went to this one, supplementary, they add up to 180, Superman. And then I went to this one by subtracting those two by the triangle sum theorem. All right, let's keep moving. You had a worksheet on those, if you remember. All right, try this next one. Try number 19. All right, so let's think about this. We know that every line is 180, so we're going to subtract 106. So 180 minus 106. Probably could do that in our head, right? 74, and then every triangle is 180. So take 180 minus 74 minus 37 is equal to 69. So X is 69 degrees. Well, let's try the next one. This one right here, I didn't give it to you, but you are responsible for it. Here's how you do it. You put 9x, 5x, and 4x, real simple, and you set it equal to 180. So 9x, all you do is put x's in front of there and set it equal to the triangle sum theorem. So this right here is going to be 9, and then 9 more makes 18x. Divide by 18, and you get x equals 10. Okay, so x equals 10, and it says, what's the measure of the smallest angle? So even though I know what x is, you got to answer the question. So the smallest angle is 4x. So it's 4 times 10. We're going to say 40 degrees. That's my smallest. That's the middle one. That's the biggest. All right, try number 21. Number 21 is easy. Every triangle is 180. Don't miss those. Always focus on the hard ones before you take the test, okay? So 180 minus 20 minus 62, press equals. I get 98 degrees. And if you're not sure, rework it. All right, try this one right here. Try number 22. All right, let me think about this. All right, find the value of A. Well, we know that this is a triangle here, and we know that this is 90 degrees because of that box. So we're going to say 2A plus 6 plus 90 plus A is equal to 180 degrees. And if you work that out, you should get the answer. So this is going to be 3A. And then this is 96, but I'm going to move it over here. So 180 minus 96, and then you're going to divide by 3. Okay, so let's try that. 180 minus 96, press equals. Make sure you press equals, divide by 3. I get 28. So A is 28, and that's what I'm going to go with. And you can check it. You can plug it in and see if you get 180. All right, we're almost done. Flip it over to the back side. What's the measure of angle B? So they want that upper angle there. So let's take a look. Well, we know that this is a line, so this has to be 70 degrees because of Superman. These are supplementary, right? 180. And we know that every triangle is 180. So we're going to say 2x plus 3x plus 70 is equal to 180 degrees. This is 5x, and we're going to subtract 70 and then divide by 5. So let's try that. So clear it out. 180 minus 7, press equals, divide by 5. I get 34.6. Let me double check it because it's a decimal. So 180 minus 70, press equals, and then divide by 5. All right, I see this time I get 22. So in order to break the ice, let's do it a third time. Let me just double check my work. Everything looks good. So 180 minus 70, press equals, divided by 5. I get 22. All right, so I'm going to stay with x is 22, but they don't want x, they want angle B. And angle B is 3 times 22, 3 times x. So times 3, and I get 66 degrees. And that should be my answer. Check it on the back side. All right, let's go to this one right here. Is the line through that parallel to the line through that? Well, the only way you're going to know it's parallel is if the slopes are the same. So remember, you're going to put the y's on the top. So it's going to be negative 3 minus 1 over 8 minus a negative 3. That's the first one. The second one is going to be negative 4 minus 2 over 2 minus a negative 4. This is going to be a negative 6 over 6, which gives me a negative 1. Now to be parallel, they must be the same. So this is going to be negative 4. This right here is a plus, so I get 11. I get negative 4 over 11. They're not the same, so I'm going to say not parallel. Now, you could go ahead and double check the work, which is probably a good idea. So let's look at it. So 8 minus a negative 3. I think I did everything right. The slopes are not the same, so it's not parallel. They might ask you perpendicular, so you'd have to flip and change that, which would be a positive 1. So this one would have to be a positive 1 to be perpendicular. Number 25 says write an equation that's parallel through that. Well, we're going to use point slope, and parallel is going to use the same slope. So it's just y minus my y equals my slope, and then x minus my x. And that should be your answer. Change that to a plus. This last one right here, they want perpendicular. So you're going to take this and you're going to flip it and change it. So you want negative 2 over 3. So it's going to be y minus my y equals negative 2 over 3, and then x minus my x. That's it. You're done. That's your whole test. It took me 25 minutes, and I had to explain it. All right? We're turning our attention now to MCR. So let's take a look at MCR. We need to solve these equations and graph them. Well, to do that, what you're going to do here is you're going to solve for y. So draw a line, circle your y. You're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So you get 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. And then you're going to divide by 3. All of them. So you get y equals negative 2x over 3 plus 2. So your y-intercept is 2, and then you're going to go down 2, and then to the right 3. So your line should look like that. Number 2, x equals negative 3. This is your x. This is a special case. Use tick marks instead of dots. You see how the tick mark is going up? So is your line, and that's your answer. Okay, so make your line going up and down. It's a special case. This one right here you have to distribute and then solve. So this is going to be 3x plus 12, and then you're going to add 2, and you're going to get y equals 3x plus 14. So your slope, you want to make it a fraction. So put a 1 under there. You want to go up 14, and I'm not going to count that. And then you're going to go up 3, and then to the right 1, and the line should look something like that. And that's how you do it. That's called point slope, and we had to get it in slope-intercept form. Remember, there's 3 forms of a line. Let's talk about your practice test. Okay? All right, I need you to go up and get your test. I think it's 1 page. All right, this one right here, it says perform the indicated operation. Well, the way I taught you was to change everything to improper fractions. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1, so that's 25 over 3 minus 6 times 4 is 24, so that's going to be 25 over 4. Your least common denominator, you can multiply those and get 12. So you want to multiply this by 4, and you want to multiply this by 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So that's going to be 100 minus 75 over 12. So it looks like it's going to be 25 over 12. And that's number 1. Okay, try number 2. To find the area, area is pi radius squared. So pi is 3.14. The radius here, remember the radius is half of it. So it's 4 times 4. Multiply that out. You got your answer. The answers are on the back side, okay? I missed number 2. Write 36 miles an hour as a rate in simplest form. Okay, so what they want is a fraction. So you're going to put 336 over 11.2. Now you can't have this decimal since there's one number you want to multiply by 10. So what you're going to end up with is 336 with a 0 and 11 like that. And then you're going to start reducing by 2. So once you get rid of that decimal, you're going to take 360 divided by 2. When I do that, I get 1680. And half of 112 is 106, or 56 rather. Check that. So we're going to divide by 2 again, and I get 840. So you just keep reducing. And then 56 divided by 2 is 28. And then you're going to reduce again, so divided by 2, that gives you 14 down there. Half of 8 is 4, half of 4 is 2, and you can do it again. Divide by 2 and you get 7. And then 420 divided by 2. If you keep reducing, you get 210. I think that's it. There it is right there. All right, so you had to get rid of that decimal first. If there were 2 numbers, you'd multiply by 100. All right, let's go on. Number 4. It says find the volume. It comes to a point. See, normally it's big B times H, but if it comes to a point, you got to divide by 3. So area equals the base. The base is a circle, so that's pi radius squared times the height. All right, and then divide by 3. Pi is 3.14. The radius squared is 4 times 4 times the height. The height of this thing is 5. And then the last thing you do is divide by 3. If you multiply that out, check your answer. That should work. What quadrant is this point in? Number 5. So you're going to go -7 up 4. It's in quadrant 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's keep moving. Number 6. You're going to distribute and combine like terms. So you're going to get 2d squared and then minus 18d, and then 2 times that is a -10 plus d squared minus 9. Well, let's take a look here. This one and this one, put a 1 in front of here, so that gives you 3d squared. Let's see what else. 18d, so that's 3d squared. So we can scratch that out. This one right here is minus 18d, and then this right here is a -18. And I think that's all you can do. This one right here, you're going to use FOIL. So take this one to both of those. So it's going to be k squared minus 9k, and then this one is going to be minus 7k, and then minus or plus 63. Negative times a negative. So it's going to be k squared minus 16k plus 63. That's where you use FOIL. All right, I'm almost done. Maybe, maybe not. The way you do this is from least to greatest. You first change them. So press 5, press Shift, square root. So this one is 2.236, blah, blah, blah. This one stays the same. This one is going to be 5 divided by 3. And I get a negative 1.6 repeating. This one stays the same. This one is going to be 2 shift square root. I get 1.4142. Now, to go to the smallest, the negatives are always smaller, okay? But the bigger the negative, the smaller it is. So if you look at these two right here, those two are negatives. All right, but this one is bigger, so that makes it smaller. So this is number 1. That's the least. This is number 2 because it's a negative. And then you look at the next ones, least to greatest. Well, 0.7 and 1.4, and this one's 2. So this one's got to be number 3. All right, and then this one right here is the next one, number 4. And then finally, this is the biggest, number 5. And there it is. You can check it on the back side of the page, okay, because the answers are there. Let's keep moving. You need to solve this equation here. So you're going to add 8 to both sides. So you're going to get 6 over 7x is equal to 15. Then you're going to multiply by 7. And then you're going to divide by 6. So whatever that is your answer. So let's try it. 15 times 7, press equals, divided by 6 is equal to 17.5. Make sure you can get that, okay? 17.5. This one right here, you're going to add up all your d's. Put a 1 in front of here. So let me think about this. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay. And then 4 minus 2 is 2d. And 2d minus 3d is a negative 1d. And then plus 8 equals 0. And I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And I'm going to divide by a negative 1. So you could just change your signs or just divide by negative 1. So I get d is equal to 8, and that's what I'm going to go with. All right, let's keep moving. This one right here, you're going to draw your line and distribute. So you're going to get, let me see what you get. You get 50x minus 50 is equal to a positive 20x minus 20. Draw your line. You're going to subtract 20x from both sides. And when you do, you're going to get 30x minus 50 is equal to negative 20. And now you're going to add 20, or 50 rather, to both sides. And that's going to give you 30. And then when you divide by 30, you're going to get 1. Okay, so when you divide by 30 here, you get 1. Rework it if you have to, okay? I'll pause the video. This one right here, they want you to solve for y. Y is fractured, okay? First thing I would do, and I'll make this one bigger so we can see it. And make that a little darker. All right, so let's take a look. First thing I would do is multiply everything by m to get rid of my denominator. So I'm going to get mky minus mbf is equal to, this cancels, equal to fy. Now, I'm going to get my fy on this side. So I'm going to have mky minus fy, and I'm going to move this one to the other side and get a positive mbf. I'm going to factor out the y, and I'm left with mk minus f is equal to this. Now I'm going to divide by mk minus f, and when I do, that's my answer. All right, the answers are on the back side so you can check them. This one right here, I'd work the same way. Multiply by r, cancel the r's. So you're going to get rqy minus rfh is equal to hy. what I'm going to do is move the hy over here and move this over there. So I'm going to get rqy minus hy is equal to rfh. I'm going to factor out the y, and I'm left with rq minus h is equal to this. And then I'm going to divide by all of this, and I have my answer. And there it is. Rework those, okay? That's how you do it. All right, I'm almost done. This one right here says solve for h. Okay, so first I would multiply by 2 to get rid of that 2. So I'm going to get 2a is equal to b1 plus b2 times h. And then all you're going to do, since you're multiplying, is divide by all of this. So your answer is going to be this right here, because when you divide, this cancels out. All right, that's how you do it. Let's keep moving. We're almost done. This one right here is an inequality. You get a new sheet of paper. So draw your line. You want to add 1/2. Remember, when you multiply or divide by a negative, you change it. But in this case, q is going to be greater than. Your least common denominator is 6, so you're going to multiply by 2. This one you're going to multiply by 3. So you get 2 over 6 plus 3 over 6, which equals 5 over 6. Okay, that should be right. This one right here, I would put the negative at the bottom with the 4. And you're going to multiply by negative 4. And as soon as you multiply by a negative, change this sign right here. So you're going to get x is now greater than or equal to negative 8. All right, remember that rule. We're almost done. Stay with me. Draw your line. Wow, the least common denominator here is 5, 3, and then 2s and 4s. We can't use 15. I'm thinking we're going to use 30. Okay? Because if you use 30, everything will go inside of it. Okay, so I did 15 times 2 is 30, and I know 4 goes into 30. Okay, let me make sure on that. So 30 divided by 4. No, it doesn't go evenly. So 30 is not going to work. So let's take 5 times 3 times 2 times 4, and let's just use them all. So this is 15 times 2 is 30, and 30 times 4 is 120. So let's just use 120. It might not be the smallest, but 120 is what I'm going to use. The reason why I'm going to do that is because 5 goes into 120 evenly. Why? So 120 divided by 5, I get 24 for this one. Plus 120 divided by 3, I get 40. So I get 40x for this one. This is going to be 60x because you're dividing by 2. 120, 4 goes into 12, 3, so that's going to be minus 30. All right, I got rid of my fractions. Took me a little time to figure it out. Now I'm going to subtract 40x from both sides. Okay, and I'm going to add 30. So when I add 30 to this, I'm going to get 54 is equal to 20x right there. And then when I divide by 20, and by the way, this is an inequality, so be careful with that. And when you divide by 20, you should get your answer. So x is less than 54 divided by 20. And I get 2.7. 2.7. Redo that one and make sure you get the same answer on the other side. Almost finished. This one right here, you're going to first rewrite this. You're going to distribute, so you're going to get negative 8x minus 6. Now when you add 8x, this cancels. So you're going to get 5 is greater than negative 6. That's true. And that's your answer. 5 is bigger. If it wasn't true, then you would put no solution. This one right here, you're going to draw your line. It's a 3-part. You're going to add 10 to both sides, or all 3 sides. So that's going to be 8. And then when you add 10 to that, you get 16. You're going to divide by 4. So x is in between 2, 8 divided by 4. And there it is. And there's your answer. All right, make sure you rework these. Rework the ones that you have to rework. Have a good morning.